Welcome back everybody. In my last video I said that the wiring section of this build has officially begun. And that means that everything that needs to have a wire hooked up to it needs to be in the right place. And I think most of the things are, but one thing that isn't is the Speedo. But we're going to fix that today. We're going to find a forever home for this little guy. I think that every motorcycle has a good and a bad side. And the good side is most of the time the right side. You usually route your pipes along the right side. And if you have a side-mounted air filter, it usually sits on the right side. And when you put your bike on the side stand, it's always the right side that kind of faces upwards towards the viewer. So I always try to keep the right side clean and put all the junk on the left side. And even though I think my Speedo looks pretty good, it's still going on the left side. It would actually have been better to put the Speedo on the right side because that is where the Speedo cable comes out from the engine. But I really want it on the left side, so I think I'll just have to do some creative cable routing. That should be fun. If the Speedo goes here, you can see it when you're riding, but it's still pretty hidden. There are actually a few threaded holes here already. One is there to hold the little chrome cover that used to sit here, and the other two are for the decompression solenoid that I already removed. I should be able to use those and make a bracket and have the little Speedo sit right here. You know, having a bracket there might be a good idea because there's actually another little guy that still hasn't found his forever home either, and that's the ignition coil. Maybe that could actually sit on the same bracket, like that. Let's go to the scrap bin and see if we can find anything to make a little bracket out of. It can actually be really nice to pull stuff out of the scrap bin because most of the time they have a kind of weird shapes. And that can give you new ideas that you wouldn't have thought of yourself. Like this piece, for example. I think the edges are way too pointy, but if I round them out, it could look pretty good. I'm just going to drill some holes into this and see if we can fit it into place. The bracket is starting to take shape and the ignition coil is mounted into place. And so far I'm pretty excited. Now I need to make the bracket for the Speedo. And I have to decide if I want it pointing straight up or tilted at an angle. I'm having a really hard time deciding. For the rider, I don't think it matters if it's tilted or not. I think it will be equally easy or maybe hard to read the Speedo anyways. So I think it's just aesthetics. It's really hard to decide. I think I will have to stare at this a bit longer and then I start making the bracket.
Shelter now. You know
to see the final result? Well, here we go. In the end, I decided to tilt the Speedo, and I feel like that was the right decision. I think it flows much better with the frame and the tank. One thing I did notice was that my little thing for my manual decompression is kind of cramped in there. It looks a bit weird, and I think it will be pretty hard to maneuver. So I think I will have to make a new handle for that. And I haven't really decided if I should keep the bracket as it is or if I should paint it, either black or in the same color as the bike. Let me know down in the comments what you think. And that's all I had for you today. Thank you for watching, and I see you later. Bye!